Okay, it is 6 o'clock on October 8th, and we're gonna call this budget meeting to order. Um, First thing on the agenda is Public Works.
So I'll give a quick overview. We have, do you want to answer that, Sarah? We have the new
Hey, Sarah.
snow plowing contract coming up. They start this fall, so you'll
Okay.
see an increase over the previous year for that contracted pricing. We are also preparing to do paving next year, that 3-year rotation. You don't see that in this budget, you'll see that under debt service. And overall Basin did really well. His budget was pretty flat. He reduced one line item, I think by 6,000. So overall the budget is up, yes, but that's because of the contract for snow plowing. Okay.
One question. The budget for 2024 was 680. And for 2025 it's down 535. You're saying that you're adding 25, 26, and 27 to get it over 2024.
25 is actually 866, 550.
You're on the wrong.
You have new information.
Keep going.
Oh. Okay.
There's a new, public works page.
Oh, you
So you got a new data?
This is public works.
We
Yeah.
updated the public works, added in the new
What, today?
contract, new contract
All right,
price.
can you send me the files when you do that so that I can update?
Will you make a note?
This right here. Doesn't have a page number, this is the one. Public works roads, general maintenance.
This is general government. Public
Yeah, there you go. Roads, general maintenance. Yep, that's it.
So we got one here, there's better. And take this one out.
Or you can just cross that one out and put that in on top of it. So you know where we came from, however you. However you wanna do it.
Scott, I did put yours right into the binder at Public Works.
Yeah, doesn't do me much good because I don't like paper. Cause I can't, if things change, I can't see it.
I apologize, we should have done that. We were busy today and
No worries.
it was actually a crazy day.
Anything else change?
We've been short staffed, so we're all doing double duty. Cemeteries, the only thing we did with cemeteries and facilities, Bruce asked us to swap out the sexton and assistant sexton wages. He asked for a sexton to be under cemeteries and assistant sexton to come out of facilities. So we made that swap. I'll run a trio report of everything, Scott, and send that over to you.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, so maybe we could. send it over.
Excited to hear my voice on the phone. That's what I did get.
So some of these are updated, so the Public Works one. We'll go by this one, not the one that's in the book.
Thank you. So the only thing on public works that changed was the contracted services.
Right, that was the only line that changed was contracted service.
Yeah, 'cause I had a question, I had that under one, it's like,
Yeah.
that doesn't look right.
Yeah, no.
Okay,
I think I gave you, last night that spreadsheet that showed, it showed all of the payment dates and all of that. Remember that last night?
Now, did the spreadsheet electronic spreadsheet was updated with this new information?
The electronic is updated, so
Okay,
we'll send that. I've got a note to send that out.
thank you.
Yes. You look very pretty.
Thank you.
so I guess we'll start right in on, go down through public works. Just the one question I got, what is considered contracted services?
That's snow plowing.
No, under Jason's contract,
Oh.
the
do you-
$14,520.
Anything out of that? Yeah,
It says year to date, 14,000.
it might be the
The
flaggers.
flaggers.
Yeah, contracted.
So,
Tree work too, I believe, like all season.
so Jason, do you remember how much of them red lights were when you priced them out?
I got one price of like 30,000 a piece, but I think Dan Newman had found them cheaper. But I never followed up at that time. But yeah, it's worth looking into.
I think we checked with the state, didn't we, Jason?
Yeah, we come up to like 30,000 a piece.
Yeah, and so they sent us what they, some ideas, like what they got to use.
Right. Yeah,
You don't want something too cheap.
yeah.
What?
The way door hardware.
That's not good problems. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, cause you use a lot of flagging with the paving, or is that responsibility of the paving company?
That's responsibility of the paving company.
Okay, okay.
But we've been using them pretty consistently in the last 3-4 weeks. And I think it's like pretty close to 40 to 50 bucks an hour per person. I have to have 2 people, so it adds up when 40 hours a week or so.
Okay. So I got a foolish question, maybe to you, Lorna.
Yeah,
If Jason does look into this, maybe Jason and you look into the red lights, the ones that Dan Newman had brought up. Is there any money in this budget to purchase them lights, or would we take it at, or that'd be something that could come out of the cap reserve to purchase them lights?
I probably will have some money left over this year. We'll see when I'm all done, but I mean, if we wanted to use that, and if we had to get some more, get out of the capital reserve or whatever.
we've earmarked,
Even, I know,
I've earmarked, in my mind,
Yeah.
we want to use that reserve for paving.
right,
So that we're not
Okay.
paying interest. But I think what Dan had found was, I want to say it was like something on Amazon or something like that, something pretty inexpensive, so I'm not sure about quality. I haven't seen it myself. But we can check it to see if there's any money
I
for
just-
that. I'm not
right.
sure if he needs it this year, but he would next year.
if he has money left over in his budget this year, he could maybe buy one this year and one next year. I guess that's it, I guess that's what I'm throwing out
Which
there.
line are you on, please?
Well, so I'm assuming contracted services is paying for the flagging, so I thought that 14,000,
5?
20-07. On public works,
14, well, that's 55,000 last year,
right, but yeah,
and they're
budget,
asking for 55 this year. They spent 14,
right,
and you're saying that 14 is flaggers?
I'm not sure, that's his question, but he's got some,
Combination, so flaggers of tree services needed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anybody, yeah.
Contracted.
and a lot of his flagging isn't on here yet, so, cause it's coming, I'm assuming that's coming up on the next warrant.
You'll have more flagging bills coming in, Jason.
Yes, we actually got flaggers this week, all week, and we had them last week for 3 days, I believe, last week. So
Been doing ditching and culverts and
Yeah,
all
we've been
that
doing, yeah,
maintenance.
pretty much doing mostly town work for the last 2 or 3 weeks, so, and we're gonna continue for the next couple, 2 or 3 more weeks, so.
And my thought on the lights is, for instance, we have a storm and they're out in an emergency situation. They can
Yeah.
pull lights, they don't have to wait to schedule in with flagger. They have emergency calvert. I mean, there's a
Yeah.
lot of ways and it'll pay for itself over the years, you can't, it's
Right.
not a 1-year payback, it's like a lot
Yeah.
of other stuff. I'm just throwing that out there, I'm just, if we had
Yeah.
some extra,
My,
like you had down at the bridge today,
oh,
On just on any roads where you have,
yeah.
okay.
Can you just rent
Yeah.
them?
that may be, yeah.
I don't,
Temporary traffic signals available to rent or purchase at streetsmartrental.com. But I'm sure you probably find them.
Yeah.
But does it give a price?
Oh, what do you
So
say?
some idea. Have you thought about that previously, Jason, to rent lights?
I didn't know you could, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know it was possible to rent them.
Didn't fill out a whole questionnaire.
Oh,
Yeah, that's the thing as well.
they'd have that
Right.
Manchester, can't remember what that place is.
But that's
I know,
something
right next
we
to
could
Manchester
check,
Mall.
Jason.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if it's cheaper than hiring flaggers to rent it, I definitely would do it.
That's not gonna do us any good in emergency though.
No,
No,
no. Like I said, it's something to look into.
yeah,
So, these are the lines that control the traffic in areas that have been worked on.
Yeah,
We
Yes,
don't own any of that?
we do not.
How much is something like that?
Well, it depends on what you get. You can get cheap, I'm sure, for a couple of thousand or so, my guess. And if you want something that's half decent, it's going to be several thousand.
Why we don't appropriate something like that?
I'm sorry,
Why we would not appropriate something like that?
appropriate
Yeah,
for
buy
something
it,
like
yeah,
that?
buy it, yeah.
I don't know why.
How-
it's
how
never-
often
I
do
do
you
not
use
know
this?
why it's never been done.
I know Jason brought it up to the board earlier this year and they didn't like the price. But I think,
What was the price?
I wanna say it was around 30,000,
30,000.
wasn't it, Jason? The stuff that
yeah, a
we.
piece, so it'd be like 50 or 60,000 for both of them.
yeah,
It's a, but they're.
That's
they're
DOT, that's
type.
like DOT grade.
right. And it's
Yeah.
not, you can't think of what it's saving you in one, what you're gonna save in 1 year. You gotta figure what's gonna
Right.
save you in 10 years.
Mm.
Because
Yeah.
those lights last for 10 years.
Yeah,
Well,
And it's-
you can get a payback
and stop and think, if you buy something that's super inexpensive, great quality, and you set it out there and they malfunction.
Yeah,
And
Well,
then
then
somebody
actually-
gets hurt.
Yeah, that's a problem.
But yeah, but,
Yeah,
That
where
would
you
be
store
yeah, we have
Yeah,
a,
they do.
we have a storage container.
So a question, Jason, how often we use these lights?
and
year.
pretty much, we need them anytime we work on the road. Now, if we get like a straightaway, I'll just put one guy out there, but if it's emergency, but it's really nice to have two flaggers or 2 lights or whatever it is, because traffic nowadays is busy. Most roads are pretty busy,
So
so.
let's say you use them in a year, you use it 15 times?
We'll probably, yeah, I mean, close to that at 30 to 50 times or so. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because you take a whole week, that's 5-6 days and do it. Yeah, I bet it'd be close to 50 times throughout, because we'd use them in the winter with storms and everything. So yeah,
So when you say 50 times, it's 50 days there.
yeah,
Yeah.
at least. Yeah, we did at least, probably even more than that.
Yeah, and you have been renting this stuff actually,
No.
No,
Higher and flaggers.
Flaggers at
or
$50
paying for flaggers.
at $50 an hour.
Figure out what your flaggers made last year, over several years, and see if it's payoff.
Right,
Yeah,
I mean, that's
Yeah.
simple.
yeah.
and I'm
know
sure,
people can do
I'm sure
that.
previously, Jason, you did not have difficulty getting flaggers.
Well, there was people in town, even when Morris did it, he had people in town that would flag. And I had actually, back when Anthony was working, his stepson flagged for me for a whole summer. But nowadays, I just can't find nobody. It's impossible. And if you do find somebody, they're on their phone and they're not safe and it's not worth it. I don't deal with it. I just call it at work in Skowhegan, get flaggers, they're certified, and yeah, so.
if you want to, I can sit down with you and do a payback analysis of it, and So that will be all in writing for you.
Yep.
Okay, does anybody else have any questions on the public works?
This will be the first year for the new plowers.
Correct.
Yeah,
But believe it or not, they probably plowed the roads probably 50%.
well, that's what I understood, yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah, so,
Yep, they went out and rode with the Warren brothers
Yeah,
several
rode-
times.
yeah, 3 storms they drove themselves, they did the driving.
Looking forward to success.
Yeah, they're.
Yeah.
they're
He's
good
a-
guys.
he's a good
They're
guy, so.
Wonderful, they're wonderful people.
I know.
They said they took, they
They're-
called the old.
They're very,
Yeah.
very pleasant
Yeah,
people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
he's-
recommended him. They better be. I recommended him, so I told him to. I told Brooke to go check it out. So we'll see. He's a good guy.
yeah, he is very good. I've
Yeah.
known him since he was a kid, so.
Yeah. So good.
So first paragraph on public works, anybody have any questions on that part of it?
The 185 figure.
Yeah. If not, we'll move on to, second paragraph, 10-10. On the, roads plowing and sanding. Now, this includes the sand and salt too.
Correct.
What was the old page before we got the new page tonight? What was on the old page, the figures were different.
We hadn't updated the new plow contract figure.
Okay, so
Yeah,
just take it
so that
out,
was it.
just take it out.
That's fine.
Okay.
So it's an increase of 192,000. And it's up over 56% over last year.
Yeah,
27 point. Over the 2024 budget?
Well, I have the 24 budget at 343.
No, well, the total budget was 680.
I'm just talking about the contracted services line.
2007.
So that the 866 is total.
I'm talking about the contracted services line.
yeah, so it was, in 2024, we budgeted. on
489.
340,
343.
yeah, 343 and 24, we budgeted for contracted services.
So it's a 56% increase. With your new number.
That's what the contract came in at. There's only 2 bidders and the other bidder
Strictly a
was,
contract, yeah.
yeah, the other bidder was a lot more money.
A lot. They pulled their bid
Yeah.
before.
How many bids
Yeah.
we got?
Yes, we only had one bid.
Was either that or Public Works. We weren't even close to being ready for a Public Works.
So that would be double.
How much was it? 65,000 per, 6,500 per mile? That was what was before, or that was what, and then
I
ended up
think
being
the
like
new price is
9,000.
9,500.
It ended to be 9,000, yeah.
I think
per
the new
mile.
one is 9,500 a mile.
9,500.
First year, yeah.
So, that's how, and, the next bid, Scott, was like 16,000 per mile.
And this is what?
This is
I think it's
9,500.
9,500 a mile.
It used to be 6,500.
And the reason he bid that, Scott did that amount of money is because that's what he's getting over in Reedfield per mile. So we made out like a bandit because my understanding that's about to go on right now, it's between 12 and
Yep.
12,000 and 16,000 per mile.
Yep. A contractor from Wells, I think that's a town that I was talking to at MMA. Was saying that it's back a year ago or 2 years ago, if anybody charged more than 10, that it was going on the high end of things. So I think we did well, very well. Hopefully we'll get a good service out of it.
So I don't think this got updated.
You You should have an
Oh, is it
updated
in here?
sheet, the snapshot. Did you give him one or in his binder?
Yeah, we do have an updated one. Well, at least I have one that's,
And then, what, do we have an updated one of these two?
For public works, yes, you do. That should be in your binder.
I didn't get that.
Yeah, it's not,
Put it in.
actually, both of them have the old number on it. Or, well, that's public safety.
Some things I didn't get a chance to get into the binders because you have them. They were all on top of the thing. Yeah. I didn't get a chance to get them into his binder. I didn't put them on.
It, the issue that I have, this sort of becomes a moving target. If we don't have it ahead of time, we don't know, so I'm trying to update on the fly here, and then I'm looking at numbers that seem different, so I don't know how you want to manage that, but that's
We'll
something.
make a point to get that to you, prior to the meeting, Scott, that's
Yeah.
my fault.
I've got two sheets here for public works. Which one do I want to keep?
The cover
They look like
sheet,
the same. number.
yeah, the cover sheet, the 2025 request should say 866,550
866,550.
on 2025
Oh, yeah.
request at the
Okay.
top.
So take this one out.
So are we done with?
anybody have any other questions for Jason?
It is what it is.
Thank you, Jason.
Thank you.
Just say, just wave.
Just wait. Just wait.
It's been a real pleasure, Jason.
He's done this.
This is David's son.
Yeah. Yeah,
You see, instead of aging, he's getting younger.
Right?
Oh, he brought him back up.
This year.
That's Heather.
Yeah.
Oh, she's looking young too.
Cemetery first and then shorter.
Whatever you guys want.
so the cemetery one's changed too, Scott, so you probably don't have that. Electronic, the only thing that's changed on that is gonna be the wages. We just switched people's wages around. From one facility and this.
Bruce asked for the sexton to come out of cemeteries and the assistant to come out of facilities. So we made that swap. That was the only thing we can.
So do we have a new cover? What is? I don't see it.
So, and we're doing that, why?
Because the sexton, there's been a question. Why the person that's being paid for out of the cemetery budget is not the sexton. So I think the cleanest way to clear this up with taxpayers is just have the sexton's pay showing on the cemetery budget and then the assistant. That way it doesn't cause any conflict with taxpayers with Cory and stuff. Everything's just a clean wash and I mean, they're doing a tremendous job up there. I mean, oh my God. You guys could go out and see the work that they've done this summer and absolutely.
Is this?
Stop that.
Could you say that a little louder?
Oh, I told Phil the same thing yesterday.
Bill came and met with us yesterday.
Yeah, it's just it's stuff that I never thought you guys would ever be able to do, ever. Looks beautiful.
Little things. Little things.
Well, you guys are going above and beyond as far as I'm concerned, so.
So, quick overview on cemeteries, like the other departments, the wages show a 3% increase. We moved the sexton to this department and then the assistant to facilities. Benefits includes health insurance, FICA, the new paid family leave contribution, 1%. We factored 10% increase for health insurance, but we should have a firm number early November. So I'm guessing that will reduce. We separated out the retirement benefits. And we added a 1%, which is what Wayne Curse recommended until they get us a firm number in December. We added an overtime line.
Okay, on the question, on the overtime line, you have 500 in the
Yeah,
cemetery and 3,000 in facilities. We probably wanna level that out a little bit, how
Yeah.
you put my wages in the facilities budget. I mean, cemetery budget.
We'll have to, can you make a note to look at that? Cause we ran the overtime report today, which you all got.
the only reason I wanted that, is I want to make sure we was budgeting enough. for
Right, well,
backups.
actually, Mary had a good point because we were all reviewing updated reports today and oftentimes some employees will take comp time
Right,
versus overtime
Overtime.
pay. So if you run a overtime report, you're not getting the comp time in there. So we did run a report which showed both, so actually. If you look at it with both of those, it's a bit high. Because it could be overtime, right, except they chose to take comp time instead.
so are we budgeting enough in the overtime brackets? And
We're about $1,000 or so. The figures I have, year to date. So,
Only reason I was questioning, is separating out that, so. You know, I wanna make sure, I know it's just a line item, and we have the rest of the budget to get it out of, I know all that, but I just,
yes, I do.
I just wanna make sure that we're covering our bases, that's all. I don't want, us come a warrant saying, well, geez, this line item is out of money, why we,
Well, my page says 47071 for wages. Is that the correct figure?
no,
No.
for cemetery, no.
No, you have a new one.
I don't have it. I don't know why I don't.
Is what's in the book correct?
What?
The
58,906.
report that is correct is,
Yes, 58,906.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the right one.
this isn't a new report, this is.
So we had an increase of about 14,000.
Very adequate, but you're gonna see the difference in facility, because the 45,000.
Different pay rate,
Yeah.
for those positions. Totally.
Are we ready to start walking through this?
I think we are, as once. Penny, did you find your cemetery one?
Yes, I
Okay.
I found it.
Okay. So we'll start right in on cemeteries. Anybody have any questions on the wages?
I got a quick question.
Is Corey included in this figure?
Corey,
Yeah.
that is Corey's figure. That is his, yeah, because he is the sexton.
So no other way, what about the guy who mows?
That's in facility because they work facility and cemetery. That's something that
He's down.
I'm sorry?
way before Corey's time, things even before Lorna's time. I don't know who changed it, because it used to be separated out, but. I think it was Dennis or maybe,
Your printout looks different than mine, I'm thrown off because of that. So,
so it should have been, there's one laying on the table here for cemeteries.
I don't see it, I'm more
I
confused.
think what's in the book is correct.
If you left your bind here, I think.
I did not let
Lisa
the
tried
bind.
to-
Right, but Sarah took it.
Oh, Sarah.
Yeah, I took mine, I don't see it here. Anyways, I got a good question regarding the overtime and comp time. So shouldn't it be clean, to have overtime and whatever comes at comp time? So strike one from the other and then have the clean overtime as paid? Maybe
I don't
maybe I
know.
missed the whole thing.
Yeah, comp time and overtime is essentially the same
Same
thing.
thing.
When you get paid right away, and the other one is just time you take it when you can, type of deal. Does that make sense?
Thank you.
Do the employees accrue comp time?
Yeah,
They do accrue.
yeah,
In other words, they work 9 hours, that 1 hour goes
they
in a
can
pot that they can
choose,
take.
they can choose to take comp
Yeah,
time or
okay,
they
I
can
get
take
that.
overtime.
So I guess my point is, if you have both matrix, the overtime and the comp time. To come clean what we're gonna have to pay, you have choose to have both and see the subtraction between the two of them.
Be the same amount, same amount.
You're not subtracting anything. It's all overtime.
But the overtime, if it's not paid, if it's taken by comp time, it's not paid, it's not.
Right, but
expense.
we still track it in our system, so.
It would
Yeah,
be just considered an hour's work. If I,
comp time is time and a half.
it's a time and a half, an hour and a half. Yeah.
If you work 8 hours over, you get 12 hours of comp time. It's time and a half.
Mhm.
So I guess what I'm losing here is that we are tracking those two matrix, but we don't, that's not an expense. Because at the end of the day, we're not paying for it. It's the people are taking comp time, they're not charging the overtime.
But they don't have to take comp time. They could take overtime pay, so you want to budget for it. What if they take a lot of comp time this year, but next year they say, I'm not taking any comp time, I need the money, I'm gonna redo my kitchen, so I'm gonna get paid instead? So you have.
Oh, I see what you're saying, so you're using the overtime, when it's comp time or overtime, you're still using it to budget for next year.
Well, you should,
Yeah,
you should, because it's up to the employee how they want to do it.
okay. Anybody else have anything on, wages?
Do they carry over comp time?
They have to use it within 60 days.
Anybody else? If not, we'll go to education.
Well, I thought you would,
Go
I
ahead.
didn't realize you were doing it. The second line is benefits, that's just Corey's benefits.
Correct.
Good, okay, and the pension is just Corey.
Corey's pension.
Correct.
And the
Yeah.
overtime, okay,
Yeah.
good.
And the overtime may change after
Yes,
they
it
do a
will.
report.
Yes, it will. We'll update electronically, send that to both Sarah Scott, and then, we can send electronic.
send it.
Just send it launch, and I can just change it, I can just change it in my
We'll
book,
just send it to her.
and just manually write it in.
That's easier.
What are we on now?
So, education, that's up because we never budgeted, but, that's a $500 budget.
Are you gonna use it, Corey?
I don't know if we're gonna use it this year, but we're gonna use it next year, cause, Kevin's gonna do some testing, so.
Kevin,
The assistant sex,
The assistant
Yes.
section.
who's Kevin? Kevin what?
Merrill,
Meryl,
Oh, Kevin,
he does a heck of a job.
Yeah, two of them do.
you don't know it.
Yeah.
you don't know him, huh?
Well, you love to, he goes to our church.
I was gonna say,
Is it he?
Okay, so he's using it.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So let me ask this, so where is Kevin's salary?
Under
Fa-
facilities.
Facility maintenance.
Then that's where the education for him. should
Yeah,
be.
he's not using this.
okay then.
Corey would have to use it out of here because his wages come out of here.
Right.
Kevin's education will have to come out of facilities.
We'll have to add that there then.
So are you gonna use it this year?
I had no idea.
You guys got pesticides classes you're gonna be taking. Is that free or is that a charge?
Kevin's gonna be licensed for that, not me.
Right, so is there a charge for that?
I think there's a charge for a testing, but I'm not sure.
Okay,
Is that
So-
under education?
I would think that's where it would go.
So,
So do you want that moved to?
Yeah, that's probably gonna just move that, the facilities line.
so we're scratching at 500.
Everything kind of got discombobulated when we moved.
Moved that
one-
around.
One
Well,
person
I really don't
from
have
one
an
department
issue.
to the
It's
next.
such a small amount.
Right.
There
I
might be
just-
something.
Yeah,
Well, if
right,
we're not gonna
exactly.
Use it, we don't wanna put it in.
Well, I mean,
You don't know what's gonna come down the pipe to do either.
right, so this is for a class, and technically it's a class for the cemetery, well, it's a class for the whole town because it's one of the classes you'd be taking.
It
It's-
could be stone cleaning, it could be safety.
Right,
class
so I
from
think we ought to
Monday,
leave
it
that
could be-
500
you should
because it
absolutely-
does,
You should
Put
absolutely.
$500 in the budget for training.
right,
I think that's admirable.
Yeah.
I'd leave it exactly like it is.
Right.
Thank you.
Because you're gonna have courses come up that
Right.
you need.
I mean, you got a new person that's hopefully gonna be starting shortly, they may need to take, or wanna take a class.
Well, the
to-
Lord knows Corey needs all the training.
Oh, we're gonna start already, Gary?
I didn't say you did.
I quit.
Yeah. Scott has.
I've been waiting.
I'm sorry to
Okay.
back
You
up
guys.
on this. The position move from facilities to cemetery, is that a partial position? Cause it's only like $14,000, so that's obviously not a full position.
The position you see here,
When you move the money from facilities to cemetery, right? That's what you did? It's with benefits and everything, it's only about
It
$14,000.
was two full-time people
Just switched them around.
and we just flip-flopped. That Corey's pay is
Oh,
higher.
okay,
than
so you
Kevin's.
took two full, so the difference between their pay is
Right.
about 14.
Right.
Correct.
I got it.
Right, he's a department head, so.
Right.
His pays a
His
little
pay
bit,
is
his pays
different.
more.
Okay, so who's in cemetery now?
Corey,
Corey,
What? Okay, well, I thought you were like the facilities director.
he is,
he is, but he's a sexton too.
But I'm also the sexton.
but he's doing facilities more than he is sexton work.
So why
Kevin
we
does
put
all
him in the
sexton
cemetery?
work. Because Bruce said that it
People-
should be,
so people are-
nobody has come to me and asked me
No,
about it.
but, so
Well,
people,
in my opinion, Kevin should be in the cemetery and Corey should be in facilities. If he's the facilities director, you know, forget about he's more of a facilities director than he is a sexton.
I've
Is that a fair
assisted,
statement?
I've assisted in 5 burials this year.
Yeah, but see, you have
That's it.
oversight over everything. Which includes the cemetery. But the bigger responsibility for you, at least in my opinion, is
It's
facilities.
facilities, absolutely.
So I'm not sure why we would move you there, but that's just my opinion.
I agree with you.
Now, was Kevin in cemetery before?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kevin was in
And you
cemetery,
weren't?
correct.
And you weren't.
he wasn't.
Because Kevin
Just
was
under
doing,
facilities.
Kevin's doing all of the cemetery,
Right.
like the burials and that sort of, he's doing the,
And-
the software program.
Yep.
What's it called?
Sims.
Sims. He's doing all of that. When people call and wanna set up a burial or whatever, they talk to
Yeah,
him.
they go to him.
Bruce, why
Corey
did you want
assists
to
and
change?
oversees.
Just
but
because
Corey
people,
is
last year,
mostly
people would
facilities,
question because
Aren't you?
we
Right.
were
You're
budgeting
mostly
a full
facilities.
year for a sexton. And people were questioning because they were seeing Kevin doing facility, which we all know there's not, you know, Corey knows it and I know it, we all know, there's not enough work for that. So people was questioning why we budgeting all this money out of the cemetery
There's
budget.
plenty of work.
Well,
At the cemetery, but once snow flies, it's not, it's hard to,
Oh, there's still.
I'll be honest with you. I mean, you can split code Kevin if you want to. It just makes it more complicated. His primary function is the cemetery. You will pull him off to do other things.
Absolutely, as
So,
per
you
how
know,
he was hired.
so we can go back to the original pages. I mean, I was throwing that out there.
Yeah.
And, you know, me and Lorna bounced it back and forth, I bounced it off Corey.
The only thing for me, it's even more confusing now with Corey being in the cemetery when he's actually has control over everything. You know, and you look at the budgets, the cemetery's small compared to facilities. So doesn't matter to me, but I just,
I mean, any other thing, and we could do it, not this year, but maybe next year, just put all the payroll in the facility. And do like we were doing for several years, is just do a cemetery budget for,
everything else.
Other than,
right,
other than wages.
right.
Well, you could do it right now.
Yeah,
Would that be easier?
We can absolutely do that right now,
Well-
because all of the employees, that's
That was
why
bad.
we did their job descriptions, which
Right.
everybody approved, but they all do everything. They
Everything,
can
right.
interchange, which
Right.
makes a better department, better
Right.
workers, better employees, so if somebody's out, somebody else.
And
can
wouldn't that
jump
make
in.
it
But Kevin mostly does.
cemetery, but
cemetery.
I mean, he does plow and stuff.
He
and-
does more cemetery than anyone
But
else.
Bruce,
But
you're never going to
No.
have somebody that is specific.
No, and
It's like Ed was cleaning,
right,
but he
But he
can't
did
just
everything.
clean.
So.
right.
he did everything.
What I would suggest is because Kevin really is supposed to be in charge of the cemetery, correct? He handles
He handles everything.
Yep, so I would leave him there, so when people say, oh, who's in the cemetery, you say Kevin, so people know that they need to go to Kevin, okay? And then we look at facility maintenance and say, well, who's there? Oh, it's you, so, you know, to me, that's a lot clearer, I don't know.
I mean, I will get a phone call for the section question. This is 215-1021. Kevin will take right care of you.
Yeah, right.
I don't even
exactly.
try to answer it, because if I try to answer the question and set up a burial, I'm gonna screw up Kevin.
So has the cemetery ever been a separate department by itself?
Well, yeah, I think it has
It
been.
used to, so it
So
used
now
to
that
be,
they're merged with facilities.
But they're
It's
not.
like they're a division
Well,
within.
so
It's still-
it used to be a paperwork nightmare, and if this is gonna be a paperwork night, I just,
I don't think so.
well, they used to separate the part-time workers and.
Oh,
Well, that's
Yeah.
another matter.
That's another.
That was-
So when you look at the chart of accounts, okay, the way it's broken up is you've got 1201, which is cemetery. And then you've got a sub-department, which is cemetery, and then you've got another sub-department, which is cemetery.
Yeah.
It's not under facilities maintenance now, you could change it and put it all under facility maintenance with department level 2 being cemetery and department level 3 being cemetery. But I would just leave it the way it is, it's less for you to deal with, and just put Kevin there. And, you know, so when people say, oh, who's this guy working at the cemetery? It's Kevin.
Okay, so I'll pull back, sorry, girls. I'll,
I've been told Dave on this. I had no idea what our day was like
Now,
today.
now, I just gonna,
Gosh.
I think
That's
something
crazy.
that threw us off last year is that it's a technical thing. Cause technically, Corey is the sexton,
And Kevin is the
it's
assistant
a
sexton
sexton.
yes. So that.
/ maintenance.
But even when you have the technical title where you're actually doing the signature, you're not doing any work.
Why don't you just make Kevin the sexton?
Again, it's
Is
a
he
training,
an assistant sexton?
it's a
I
training.
was sworn in as sexton and was told this is where I'm staying. So just to leave it as. Nothing needs to change. Nothing needs to change. It's been working like clockwork
Right.
all year.
Right, and they're doing excellent work up there, so let's just. Change our pages back, if the ladies won't strangle me tonight.
I will send you flowers tomorrow.
Oh, you should see the flowers I got my wife. You,
Well, the department head ought to have a big say in this of how his organization works.
Yeah, agreed.
And that's
I
you.
would like it to stay the way it is.
So,
Well, the way it is now.
No,
the way
the way
it
it
was.
was.
okay,
Well, technically, it still is the way it is.
Kevin is the only one under the cemetery.
Exactly. And then the part-timers are wherever they end up for the day.
so we're gonna go
I
backwards.
don't have mine. Can you just open it?
Sorry.
That's not fair.
Sorry, Luana.
It won't really affect anything other than the wage.
Other than the
increase.
wages, it doesn't change.
Doesn't change anything, so. Once that's changed back, it'll be the same.
And you'll be happy.
I'm happy either way. I'm a happy guy. Sometimes.
Sometimes.
That's what Kevin said.
All the people like that. But you know what? Everybody has an opinion.
Okay, so we're back to the old,
Focus, people.
we're back to the old wages, everybody good with that?
Yeah.
Okay, so.
Get an updated sheet.
Gonna-
We'll
I'll get it.
send out electronically. It will be tomorrow. The office is closed tomorrow. But Thursday,
You just go back to the old sheet.
It's gotta get done, so
and I have to have a board packet out
So it might
Thursday,
be-
but
it
we'll
might be
still
Friday.
get it.
it might be
I
Friday.
mean, we don't have another meeting to the 20 something,
Right,
so,
first.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, you'll have it way before.
Yeah.
then.
So
So,
let's leave the education alone then.
yeah,
Yeah,
Smarty
I think,
pants.
yeah, I think they're in agreement.
We did, and yes, let's go. Let's hit it.
okay.
Services looks good.
No changes.
Yeah.
Keep going, Bruce.
Services, supplies.
Ours went down.
That to me went down, so that looks good. Anybody have any questions on that? I shouldn't be just flying through. Anybody have any questions on supplies?
Everything's down, supplies are down, services down.
Repairs and maintenance. Anybody have any questions on that?
Why we're reducing equipment?
Equipment repairs is what we reduced because we now have the new walker.
Lawnmower.
We now, yeah, we have two new mowers that we budgeted last year and replaced two old mowers. So that in itself should account for the extra, the $2,000. Plus, we just bought a new trailer, so that will lower the cost of repairs. It should be good to go.
So that's just lawnmowers, trailer.
Mowers, trailer.
What about the tractor? Is that part of,
That's part of it too, but tractor's still under warranty.
Okay,
Matter of fact,
perfect.
it's there now.
That's pretty new, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay,
I think I got
About
told,
another year, I came, didn't we?
I think we have it until
22.
December
okay.
under full
As
warranty.
long as you're comfortable with it,
I'm comfortable with it.
Would
How about-
anybody like a piece of gum?
No, thank you. Now, I got a quick question here. In equipment, 3501. So last year we allocated $8,000. We only have spent $1,000 this year. Are we gonna use it the rest of the?
There is probably some more bills coming, rest assured.
I mean, this report is only, partway through the year.
Yeah.
This isn't December
because
31.
he's still
The
got all,
equipment we've got right now, we've been using it
all his
right
fall
to
services and,
You only got like 3 months, right?
yeah.
the-
But
So
you have all
our
your,
equipment hasn't been out of the cemetery or off a trailer since spring. So it's gonna go in for service and stuff like that soon.
Thank you. So we're good with repairs and maintenance?
yep,
Um,
purchases, capital equipment.
I'm good with that.
Licenses, we don't have much of a choice on that.
No,
What's the headstone?
That's,
we had put money in there to do repair, because there's so much
Oh,
disrepair.
to
up
fix
there.
them?
To fix them,
Yeah.
yeah.
that's part of the work at, if somebody gets a chance and can catch one of these guys to see the work they've done, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Is that something you can do in the winter?
No,
No,
No.
no, that's.
we're gonna try to push it for another month. I've got, provost agree when they slow down, they're gonna give me 5 or 6 hours to use up the rest of this. And we're gonna go over to Woodside and tackle some of those old cemetery plots. So that's our goal. We're fixing things that we can fix that have fallen down. We have most of the equipment now to do that on a regular basis. And provost, we just spent $2,000, $1,800, something like that, on our complete mess up there. Looks spectacular.
Beautiful job.
And we're gonna just continue. I mean, instead of it going down all the time, we're gonna try to start picking it back up again.
Nice.
So,
And that's mold and green stuff that grows on the,
yeah, we bought 8 gallons of D2, which you spray on the stones and it starts to,
And the Maine
Material.
Old Cemetery, excuse me, Maine Old Cemetery Association,
That's right.
MOCA, also does classes. Deb Probert, I don't know if you know her.
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
she was one of my teachers in school many moons ago. But they do, trainings, like classes, they'll have people get together in a cemetery and they'll show them the proper way
Yeah.
to clean old stones. It's incredible.
Feel involved with
Yeah.
that class. I don't,
Yeah.
you ain't
It's
been one
really
yet, have you?
cool.
No.
We went to a guy from New York.
Yeah, he
down
was
there.
good. I went
What's
down.
What is it?
Lisa?
I
What's his
remember
name?
his name.
Nah,
But it's important.
It's,
It's important.
he was amazing how well he did, so,
Yeah.
okay, that's what that is.
Memorial Day.
Quick question, is a new section of the cemetery laid out and, all, ready to go? or is-
3 rows of it are, the rest, when,
And then 3 unfold.
when, Hollowell gets a chance, they come in and they do some more.
Do there have been any appointments that, lots sold on
No,
that?
they're not sold until everything in front of it's full.
Okay.
So,
Do you mow the cemeteries?
do we mow it? Yeah, yeah.
You have like rubber bumpers on the mower deck?
I don't think
I
so.
don't think there is. No,
But
I
the
don't think there
walkers
is.
don't really rub up
Yeah,
against it.
the walkers are pretty good about not getting close enough.
I'm not worried about the walkers,
It's
I'm worried about the
stones.
driver.
Yeah. It is the stones.
Yeah, they've hit a few stones.
Yeah, that's why they put those on there to protect them.
Maybe
I'll
something
check with,
with, you know what I'm talking
yeah,
about.
B tractor.
Yeah, thank
See
you.
if they have some sort of bumpers that go on there. Good idea.
And Dave's son does them all, right?
What's that?
Dave's son,
Yeah,
Yeah, everybody, really everybody.
everybody does.
Yeah, but Wesley's the main mower guy.
You got some weed whacking if you wanna do some weed whacking.
I can go for that.
Okay, when you start tomorrow.
Well, I love my.
Oh,
food walking,
yeah,
I love
the,
that.
Hill by Christie's.
I would love to do that one.
Yeah.
I love my
don't know
people
about
wood
that.
walking.
Oh, Steve, okay, Memorial Day. Anybody see anything in that one?
No, we're good. I think we're done with the cemetery.
So next is gonna be facilities
They're probably ought to just skip wages.
You got another page,
flowers.
on cemetery.
flowers.
Oh, flowers,
Yeah, that's,
Yeah, that's,
that's the same, hasn't changed.
yeah.
Anybody have anything else on cemetery? No, we'll head right into facility. I gotta switch this one back.
The overview on facilities, one of the things you'll see new this year is that we've added a category for the workman field. Kate Wiss had been doing, most of the maintenance and some of the mowing. Facilities has worked on getting the field in great shape. In 2024, some of the buildings will also need maintenance in 2025. Recreation and facilities have been working together with Kate Wiss to make this a great asset for our area youth. I don't know, I'm sure you all noticed going back and forth on 27, how great it looked this year, and they painted, K-Wis painted, had someone paint the buildings, and it looks really super nice.
They move a lot of volunteers in that group. They do a good job with that.
Yes, agreed.
So with that, Corey, do you have enough equipment to handle that? As of now?
Yeah, we should.
Okay, we'll start right out facilities. We'll start with 1301. We'll go first paragraph, wages.
That's gonna change because you're gonna move forward there. and
Yeah,
take
that's good. It's gonna be
out.
different.
Yeah, it's going back to the original one. That
You
was
have
in the
the,
book.
Penny, you have the original.
It's in your book. She put the original one back in your book. So what?
That is the original.
Yeah,
Oh, so it'll be 166, 103. Oh, okay. Okay,
That includes summer help,
Someone help too, yes.
another
full-time and a permanent part-time.
So there's another full-time.
Not another,
Cause it's gone up, I think I got these back to where they need to be. I think it's like a 7% increase.
We added an additional few weeks
Yeah.
for summer.
for summer help.
We budgeted like 3 months for some summer help, and then
I thought it was 4 and 5.
and then 4 months. It could have been 4
Yeah,
and
I
5
think it
months.
is. I think.
We added some time for part-time, the summer help, because
which was
you
needed.
can use
Oh,
them,
it is.
yeah,
I mean,
like you could use somebody right now.
I could use somebody right now if you know anybody.
Seriously, part-time.
But benefits went down.
I do not know that it was budget, well, I can't say it wasn't budgeted properly before. Keep in mind, benefits and pension were separated this year.
Oh,
So
that's
if you
right.
look at that, it's gonna be different,
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that got
I
me
forgot.
yesterday,
I forgot about
last
that.
night, yeah.
But it's in an effort to keep it, make it easier to read, more transparent.
Okay,
Benefits
so,
is just FICA, the 1%,
Right.
paid family leave.
so then,
And that's
actually, if you
the
throw
meter.
that benefit
And we
pension line
count
back in there, it
meter
went up
as a pension.
18%.
What's maybe by something in that?
Okay. They're not easy numbers to figure out.
Mm-mm.
I like Excel, it does it for me.
Oh, so, I know, as long as you put the right formula in, we'll do it. Yeah, which we have found sometimes we can
Yes.
error.
The problem is, it does what you tell it to.
Yeah, absolutely right.
Okay, anybody else have any questions on wages? If not,
How many people were talking there again?
so 3 full,
You have 2
Three?
full-time, 1
Oh.
permanent part-time, and you have several summer help.
actually, it's 2 full-time, because Kevin's on the cemetery, so it's.
Yeah, his wages
But
over
he's
You
there.
have 2 full-time,
Two
1
full-
permanent
eight.
part-time, and several summer help.
Yeah, you're up, you really need like 4 part-time in the summer, right?
I think did I have 4 this year?
I think you had a crew of
3.
7 or 8
Yes.
people, and you probably could have used more.
Yeah, we could have. Well, you're taking care of more property, right? Yep.
Yeah,
How did we get is it the ball field down here?
We own that.
Has the town always owned that?
yeah,
We just never maintained it.
off and on. It kind of,
Mostly off that I can remember, but
I know when
Yeah.
Scott was facility, we had it for a year and then they took it back, and then. When Kenny, before he came, Kenny took care of it for like a month
I think it makes sense because the town owns it. If
to make
we
it look
can-
no, I don't have a problem with
Maintain
that,
it,
but
that
that obviously causes the workload to increase.
It does.
Yeah,
You've
absolutely.
inherited the greens down in Belgrade Lakes. Are you gonna inherit the parking lot?
Yep.
That's that's personnel.
Gary, he said he could handle it.
Well, yeah.
My question is, shouldn't wages be broken out like Corey and then summer help and then part-time?
Well, I think there should be a seasonal line.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree.
Full-time and seasonal.
Yeah,
Yes.
it used to be years ago, but we haven't had that for probably 6, 7 years. Right, Gary?
What's that?
I think that
Yeah.
changed, you were set person. Didn't it used
I
to be?
changed it because I wanted people to
We
argue
asked
about
what
it.
that
Or it's.
wages was.
Sort of.
Succeeded.
Yeah.
So.
I guess what I'm trying to.
Finally got here.
Questions at the
Just
town
make a note.
meeting down, and if you,
I just wanna
If it
think right
shows,
here.
right,
shows.
if it shows, they don't have to ask.
yep,
There's a salary line and then a wages line, salary being.
I think that's all convoluted.
It,
That
yeah,
makes no sense to me.
What's
it
that?
makes it difficult because it's
We
deemed
have-
as salary.
We have
and
salary,
wages.
we have wages, we have.
Yeah, you sent me a sheet on that, and I'm like.
Yeah,
Wages are wages.
yeah, just,
And then you could have something for seasonal,
right,
right?
part-time.
Right, you're
But
seasonal
why-
because,
Why do we have full-time, we
Right.
have
Yeah, it makes no
salary, we
sense.
have wages, and I'm
But
like,
what I was thinking, Lorna, along those lines is,
crazy.
we had to ask what it was, and when we get to town meeting, are they gonna ask?
Right.
But if it's laid right
Yeah.
out, they won't,
Yep,
that was my thinking.
Right.
yep,
so basically what would be on the. So it'd be just your summer help would be on that summer, like your permanent part-time employee would,
seasonal,
would
permanent part-time would be
would be-
under the regular
right,
wages
would be
line.
under regular
So
wages.
full-time and permanent part-time should be
Right.
under wages.
Yeah,
And then we could, I'm sure, create a category for just seasonal.
Yeah.
Because Dan uses seasonal for the rec too.
Yeah, but his seasonal is still under the wages line.
so is ours.
But we could break it out.
Correct.
yeah, it
It's
used
more
to be,
transparent.
yeah, it used to be broke up, like I said, it was.
It makes sense to understand that number that's seasonal, what that number
Absolutely.
that's full-time.
Agreed, absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's explore a seasonal line and break those out.
I'm wondering if we could,
We can check it.
yeah.
We don't have to
we'll talk.
discuss it right now. We'll figure it out.
So there should be a 10-14 in there, which isn't used.
10-14,
10-14 is something, but I don't know.
Oh,
but it might, yeah, it might be used, but just not
visible.
Right,
Yeah.
correct.
I'm
Okay.
thinking it's a stipend or something.
The 1014 is full-time.
See, that makes sense,
And
right?
1011 is
No, it
salary.
is. So we have full-time, we have wages, we
Yeah,
have
salary.
salary.
Cause
Well-
1014 is full-time, that's Travis and Danielle.
Yes, in fire
In fire
department.
department.
Mhm.
Now, you do have a difference between wages and salaries, right? Are you salaried or wage?
Wage.
He's
You
wage,
draw hourly,
yeah.
the whole, well then why?
I'm
are
the only one
salaries?
I
salary.
think you'll be
Yeah.
on a salary.
But we
Makes no
have
sense, yeah.
several department heads who would qualify to be salary,
Salaried, yeah,
yes.
But see, we have Dan McGlashing under salary to help different.
And we'll talk about, it's all convoluted.
Yeah, like I said, it was very confusing to me.
It's convoluted, it's not, to me, it's not set up properly. No,
Okay, anybody else have anything on wages? I think we beat that one pretty good.
yeah,
Because we have.
Next paragraph, professional services, that went down, so I don't have any question on that.
The only thing, me, you can skip right on down to truck.
Okay, repairs and maintenance, equipment, facility truck and all that stuff.
$6,000 up.
Well, because if you look at,
Took out 3503,
yeah,
so
3503.
110,
Underneath.
we
Yeah.
did everything this year,
Okay, so net negative, okay.
yeah,
And the reason we did that is because we didn't have a space where we could put the Ranger, and then if we end up getting another truck, we're still not gonna have the space to add that truck. It's ridiculous, so I lowered the overall cost a little bit
and everything.
and threw it all under one
How about
thing.
a vehicle line?
That's
Yeah.
what we did, that's what we did.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's like pulling teeth.
And so we're slowly, I think, making it better, but
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
we have lots of discussions about. this.
Okay, and everybody done with page 21?
Purchasers and equipment. That's okay, done.
we'll be going to the center for all seasons.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't really have anything here.
Okay, does anybody have anything? So that's Center for All Seasons, what we're going down through. Anybody have anything on that?
I'm sort of amazed that that thing's virtually flat from last year.
The only thing I want to throw in there, Corey,
Yep,
you got 2 septic tanks up there that will need pumping.
well, that's funny you said that. I know where one of them is, because we already pumped it, remember?
Yeah,
But I don't know where the other one is, so when you get out and about,
Yeah.
I need some directions. I found the fire station one
yeah.
at the lakes.
Yeah.
But I don't, is that other one at the Center for All Seasons under that steel cover?
No, that's a well. It's over across. So you know where the
That's
shed
the
is?
well, no, not the steel cover on the walkway.
Yeah, this is.
Okay.
Oh, okay,
out-
sorry.
yeah,
So,
outside.
so you need to increase that line.
I would double
Yeah, to
At
double,
least.
just double
On
it.
septic
pumping?
pumping.
it. Cause,
What is, it? Doesn't it run like 400 or 500 to do a septic pump?
well, if we go back, I don't know what the prices are today, but back in 2021, we paid 720.
That must have been for 2.
Yes, because the pump station had failed at the center, so we had, unfortunately, it got pumped like 2 months before, and then the pump station failed, the rail rotted out. Then we had to
So
have
that was
Davidson
2
son,
pumpings, right?
yeah,
So raise that to 500?
yeah.
Good.
Think that'll be enough?
I would go.
Yeah, cause we've had 1 tank pumped up there, it was 200, so if we go to 500, it gives us a little bit of buffer.
500's enough? You want to
That's what I'm
suggesting
wondering.
750?
I'd be comfortable with 750, that way if we have a pump failure, it gives,
50 sounds good.
Yeah,
Gives
I
us a-
agree.
Yeah.
gives us another, cause we
There's
got,
nothing worse than having a septic problem,
yeah.
Okay.
right?
So,
Huh.
but did you say that one of them was the fire department though?
No,
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 not
no,
here.
no, he,
Okay,
he's
That
got,
was the private
He was
conversation.
referencing,
yeah.
don't pay any attention.
right. Me, him and Kenny gotta get together.
You don't
Yes.
listen to the man behind the curtain.
Mhm.
Okay, next,
There you go.
anybody have anything else on Center for All Seasons?
We're okay.
Okay, North Belgrade, fire station? Oh, no,
no,
Community center.
community center, sorry, guys.
And if you haven't been up there, they've done quite a bit of
I know, they've
work
done a lot of work. It's
up
good.
there.
I just upgraded yesterday some more LED lights,
Good,
so.
and we just, with, select board approval, if you don't know, we put heat pumps in.
Yep,
Oh, nice.
Yep.
How much that cost?
Hmm,
12,000?
yeah,
was it?
12,000?
I think those are around,
It was way over 10, I know that.
Yeah, I think they're
Yep.
12.
yeah,
Did you
yeah,
get any
But that's-
rebate from the state?
No,
No,
yeah.
but that's a
They don't
huge
ship it to-
improvement. That's a
Municipalities.
huge improvement.
Do we need to increase the septic pumps on this one too?
that's what I was just gonna ask.
Is that 250? I mean,
There's only that
It's
one
one
tank.
tank, so.
yes, but has it gone up in general?
No, well, we had one pump this summer and it cost us 200 at the center, so I'm assuming that they,
Should be the same.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, so we changed companies, so it's a little bit cheaper.
What's the communications line? Is that like telephone?
Phone,
Yeah.
phone, internet, fax, that sort of thing.
Yep.
And
We're actually looking at a new cell company, which may save us a little bit of money and provide better cell coverage. I know Kenny has been complaining, Corey's been complaining, we use US
Yeah.
Cellular.
I'm telling you, we're 15 miles out of the state capital and the cell service, every time I turn onto Dunn Road.
Oh, it's
Flings
gone.
Mills,
It's gone.
He's gone.
gone.
Yeah,
And it's insane. It was better when we moved here, first moved here. It was
even
better.
with mine turning on to the Dunn Road, I dropped a call from
Oh,
the
yeah.
West Road right when I turned on, but
Yeah.
then I was able to get it back. And I was able to make and receive calls at the transfer station
Right.
with my
We can't.
service, which Kenny can't with
Oh.
his.
Well, once you get to the Belgrade border on the Dunn Road.
It's gone.
It's, well, when you make the turn, you're gone, but you can pick up a little ways down. I don't know if it's a tower thing or.
communications is also internet. too.
You okay over there? As soon as we get on with this, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
So, well, I'm good with this. We can move
Okay.
on.
Would
How
you like
about-
a piece of gum? It's sugarless.
How about, maintenance garage? Anything on that one? On
I
that
guess
paragraph?
rentals.
Rentals, we had been taking 2 porta potties out of the cemeteries division because we have no bathroom. So we rent 2 full-size toilets,
So aren't you having renovations done? You're getting a foundation and all that kind of stuff?
some year, yeah.
Okay, I
Yeah.
thought it was this year.
Well,
Okay.
No guarantee on that, because the people that are supposed to be doing the concrete is telling me that,
We waited too long.
we're jumping through too many hoops for no reason, so
Oh,
we'll see.
yeah, you had the estimates, right? Didn't we talk about, at the town board meeting, we had the estimates for that. Okay,
So that's why the rental went up.
so
Significantly.
$2,300 for porta potties?
Well, it's $200 a month,
Oh, okay,
so
Gotcha.
12 months,
yep. I'm good with this.
yeah. So that right there in itself, when we get a bathroom, it's gonna
Yep.
cut that right out.
Well,
Okay.
you should have a bathroom where you work.
Well, that 4,400 in 2 years. You cut that out in 2 years, that'll pay for your bathroom.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Just a little bit of, keep it in the back of your heads.
Yeah,
I'm good with this one.
Okay.
I think we can skip the salt shed.
Yeah, salt
That's
shed,
flat.
yeah. Okay, fire department, Lakes Fire Station.
Yeah. I'm good with this.
Yeah, that one stayed, that dropped. Depot Fire Station,
Well, let's move on.
yeah, that's dropped. North Belgrade. Stayed the same.
Yep.
What, did I miss something here?
Is that,
Transfer station,
Drop.
yeah, dropped too.
Reduction.
Yeah,
and a lot of that drop is utilities,
Yeah.
so we're trying to do away with the ones we don't need.
I
Parts.
think too, it helps after you've been in the position a year or two, you have a better.
Get your feet wet.
Yeah, you have a better understanding of what you really need and, right, you're right in the middle of it all the time, so you just have that better sense.
Parks went up a little bit, went up about the those,
Some more porta potties.
Yep,
yeah.
sure is.
We're in the wrong business. Let's do porta potties.
Okay, next thing here is Dalton properties, that's a
We haven't
big
even
one.
touched that,
Yeah,
so.
Okay, so we're not, so is there gonna be a separate article for that, to
yes.
do whatever?
We're waiting on estimates so that the board can take that information, right, and decide.
Is there a
decide
plan for that thing?
with that.
It's going to
The
the
plan
voters.
is, it's gonna go before the voters to
Yeah.
either tear it
Tear it
down
down and
or
rebuild.
spend $150,000.
I'm with you, I think that's a perfect idea.
Let the voters
Let
make
us
it,
decide what,
right, let the voters decide.
Yeah.
give me my ballot and I'll vote now.
That's in the ballot in November.
It's gonna be.
No, not
March.
November, no, in March.
Wow.
It's too late for November.
Yeah, it's just,
Yeah,
it's been too hard to
that's
get
a good
numbers,
answer.
it's been way too hard,
Cause all the contractors are busy
yeah.
too.
Order that dehumidifier.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right, conversation.
It's all right, I thought, it was just quick.
We should have a bill. So, there you go.
Had it very.
Almost done, go, let's get going.
Okay, so, facility on the Dalton properties, that's kind of up in the air,
Yeah,
so it stayed the same.
if that money is not used for the facility itself, it'll be used for dumpsters and disposal fees.
Mhm. If
That
that's,
portion of it,
if that's, yeah.
if that's
Just
the
that.
route that they take,
Right.
so.
Let's see, dams, that's. Historian.
Is that something new?
What dams do you,
I don't think electricity has ever been allocated to them previously, correct? I don't know where it went under, but we do get a CMP bill for the,
Or,
I remember that,
so,
I do.
so
Yeah.
we're showing
Down at
it
the,
now.
Wings Mills,
Swings Mill.
Lakes
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Salmon Lake.
Yeah,
Yes.
got it.
Historian House, it went up 600,
Electricity.
but it's just,
again, there's electricity that.
Yeah.
yeah.
They put a heat pump in there too.
Town office.
I don't know, I don't know, that's not that one. Why, I guess, what's a negative? The negative,
Electricity
okay,
and security system and plumbing are negative. With an increase in pest control.
Pest control, we
And electrical.
upgraded, where'd you, negative in the building,
Yeah, a negative, it went down for electricity, it went down for the security system. and
Yeah.
It went down
And this-
for plumbing.
Town office?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
And it went up for pest control.
Yeah.
It's almost net zero.
yeah, I mean, it basically is. The negatives is what just caught my eye.
Library is nothing.
library, we should have no. Anything.
Yeah, cause you get paid to plow, you get paid to mow, it, right?
Is electricity under their budget?
Yes, so's the security system,
I'll ask you later, okay. So.
And then we have Workinsfield,
correct,
and that's all new.
that's all new.
So you feel comfortable with that? Budget?
They're the porta potties again.
There's a porta potties.
Yeah, how many is there?
Two,
I'm telling you, we're in the wrong business.
Can we furnish the two down at the green?
Yeah,
Yes,
We
yeah,
furnish those
yeah,
two.
because it's a park,
yeah.
right?
and that was a test run with,
That's the part that was put in at no cost to the town?
yeah.
Yes.
That's right.
Right.
Oh,
That's
Stanley's.
turned into
We're
very
talking about
expensive.
Stanley's,
Yeah,
a
we're
new vendor,
And they're supposed to be getting me a price, maybe.
But they don't put hand
I've
sanitizer.
already talked to him about that, that'll probably change.
Yeah, I think he's gonna do that. I spoke to him about it
You
too.
have to.
So they're supposed to call me tomorrow with prices. The only thing with Workman Field, it's kind of a shot in the dark for it. I don't know, the electricity gets shut off, the plumbing, by the way, did you add that to your list of things?
Don't, I mean, had that.
It's fine. You know, you're not gonna know until you get some
Yep.
experience.
Yeah, a year. So hopefully it's good.
That's that. Okay,
Okay, anybody got anything else? Lana, did we hit everything?
yeah,
You
that's it.
did. I wanted to give you a figure I had written down. If you want to jot it down, I can also make a note to include it, and any updates we'll send out electronically.
That would be appreciated too.
There was a question last night for the total paid family, medical leave wages.
Yeah.
So 1,235,235, and then 204. So 1,235,204, 1,235,204, and then 1% of course would be 12,352,04. That's your one.
No, that wasn't it. Totally different.
So, hang on just a
So,
second.
you're saying that the total wages were a million whatever. And the 1% will be,
1% of that.
Yeah,
1%.
1%.
So we're talking about $12,352
Yeah.
increase in the benefits.
I think it's pretty much- Yeah, it's, yeah. About 11 grand.
Thank
You
you.
pay that to the state?
The state gets that, yes.
Yeah,
I know.
Okay, how many-
It's not gonna work out.
How many
So-
employees we're talking here? How
Yeah,
many
so-
employees?
I'll
yeah,
guarantee.
but
Oh, my heavens.
you're getting it whether you like it or not.
I know.
And,
And there's no way to get out of it.
and the thing is if you get several employees in one department to go for that, you're basically screwed.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I don't because I was thinking about it today when I saw that figure, I thought $12,000. If we had several employees out who drew on that, I
Yeah.
mean, you could eat up 12,000 pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Well, I think it goes into a pool, doesn't it?
Yes. But the
Yeah.
state's gonna run it.
Or local, geez.
Bye-bye to that $12,000.
Yeah.
You can go private.
How many employees we have here? About 20, 50?
Which
We
way,
have over
which way,
20. I could-
which way's
I
the better
couldn't
gamble?
give you a number. Yeah,
Neither.
it depends on the time of year.
Yeah.
It's a mandate.
Are you gonna adjourn?
I gotta do it.
You gotta do it, but adjourn.
No, you asked for a
Oh.
motion to adjourn.
Just a second.
Yeah,
I had a real good question.
Okay.
yes.
Have you talked about the half and half thing? Where the employee contributes half of the 1%?
We haven't discussed it at all, but
Not at all.
that's, no, but
That's future.
you could discuss that and make that recommendation to the select board.
Yep.
Yeah,
Can you
If-
run that on our next meeting agenda,
Yes,
please?
yes.
well, I'm not sure I'm hot on it either way.
I'll tell you my feeling on this, is I would make the employees pay it. So that they can complain to the state,
Well, that's not a bad idea.
because the state just keeps doing
Yeah.
and doing and doing, and nobody says
Yeah.
anything.
Right, unfunded mandates that people that,
It's not unfunded, we're gonna fund it.
well, we're funding it, but the state should be funding it.
Yeah,
But again, that's still us funding it too, but at least they're not taking the slush money and
I think,
actually spending it.
I think that's a good approach because it gives the employees ownership into it too.
But question,
Uh,
if it's only 12,000 a year, is that gonna be such a minimal amount that they're just gonna overlook it like they do their social security and Medicare?
They all kind of,
Do they just look?
They
at the
haven't
bottom
even
line?
finished the rulemaking of it. I don't have anything
Yeah.
final. Have you got
You know what I'm
anything,
saying?
Scott?
well, it's gonna start in January, right?
Well, we have to
25.
start paying,
Yeah.
in January, but we don't get a benefit for anybody until 2026.
6.
Yeah, so they're gonna
So you're
get
paying in for a year.
paying in for a year.
Right, if they had to pay that, a check for that to.
And you saw
Or
the
state.
state's $1
It'll be
billion
deduction.
short.
Yeah, and then.
Did
they-
you see
then
that
I missed
report
it.
that came out
You
September
know what I'm
30th?
saying?
No, I haven't
Oh,
yet.
Oh, yeah.
It's
I sent it to you, Sarah.
one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
That's why you send it to them.
I did. They,
They're $1 billion
Yeah.
short.
I can send the article out. Did you see that, Scott, at the county? That September 30, from the state financial office, they're $1 billion short.
Oh, don't even get me.
I
going.
know.
Don't even.
Yeah.
Did
I
you
read
see it?
But many times.
Yeah,
So.
Trying to figure out how in the hell are they gonna get out of this
So-
mess?
yeah.
It's not that they're $1 billion short. It's that their budget's $1 billion too high.
They over budgeted revenues.
Okay, so, all right, you had to get me going on this. So when the CARES money came in, right? They gave everybody at the state an increase, right? I know in corrections, the security got $5 an hour, admin got $3.
Then one of those
Then
don't
I
exist
heard-
anymore.
Then I heard they got $9 an hour increase. So you never give ongoing costs from federal money.
Right.
Because when it's gone, then you've got to pick
Then
it
you gotta
up.
fund it.
So that's probably where your billion's coming from. And I listened to him on BOM and I texted him, I said, how come nobody's talking about CARES and ARPA? Because that's what screwed everything up.
Yeah.
And Mills is just gonna go on her merry way and leave this here.
For the
Next
next
one.
Okay, Bruce,
I make a motion that we adjourn.
yes.
All in favor?
All in favor?
We're out of here.
will somebody help me put